Hi folks, Brian McMurphy here with BigToy Storage and Sales here in Venice, Florida. We are the NauticStar dealer for the area. Just want to take a few minutes today. We're going to take a little walk around of the 265 XTS. This is the largest bay boat that NauticStar makes. It's a fairly new model. The boat comes with a whole lot of standard features, so you don't have to option this boat way up to have a very useful boat. So the jack plate is standard, the Lenco auto retract trim tabs are standard with LED indicators, the fiberglass powder coated T-top is standard, pre-wired for a 36 volt trolling motor standard, radio with speaker standard, C-deck throughout the boat in various places standard. So about the only thing that you're going to option for the most part is going to be various colors if you want to do hull side color, and then some electronics. Other than that, the boat comes pretty much ready to roll. It's a standard price. This boat is like at $85,000 without the trailer as a base price, and then there's only a little bit of options on it. So we'll take a few minutes, we'll walk around it and get started. So if we start at the front of the boat, first thing you notice, stainless steel insert rub rail standard, LED taco lighting recessed in the rub rail standard, flush mount cleats. Also, we have a midship cleat that comes standard on the boat, a few extra rod holders. As we start approaching the rear of the boat, you see this boat is featured with the performance hull. So this is an air assist chine. Also, as we get more to the back of the boat and you come around the back, you can see that we have the extended planing pods on each side. So it's kind of like a built-in trim tab, helps the boat get up on plane a little bit quicker. Just gives it a little bit more performance. We have a little recess in the keel here. So when you add the jack plate, which is standard, as I said earlier, you can get that up a little bit higher and you still get plenty of water to the motor for skinny water running. Even though this is considered a bay boat, it's not restricted to the bay. When NauticStar designed this boat, they put a little bit of height to the bow, give you a little bit of running over some rough water. You can also see the sharp entry at the front, so it's going to split the waves, giving you a softer ride. And then it's got a hard reverse chine as you come down the side here. Keep that spray down low, so if you're running a crosswind, it's not high and getting blown back on you in the boat. So it's a really soft, dry riding boat, as with all NauticStars. They're designed to be that way. This boat also features the one-piece grid stringer system, as every other NauticStar does. The advantage of the one-piece grid stringer system is it gives you a stronger, lighter boat. So with less horsepower, we can get better performance, better fuel economy, and we don't sacrifice structural integrity. And as always, to the original purchaser, lifetime warranty on the hull for structural integrity. As we come up here on the foredeck of the boat, the first thing that I want to kind of point out is how big this deck actually is. You could put 2-3 guys up here casting with no problem. You know, I'm a good sized guy up here, another one there, not a problem. The other thing I want to point out is the 2-step to get down. So some of these have just one big step, especially if you're out there in rough seas and you're trying to go up one big step. These are nice, easy steps. Even if you got a rod in your hand, you can come down, get down here and go right back up. Nice and easy. That's what it's all about. Going out and enjoying the day. The other thing that I want to take a few minutes and point out, we have 2 insulated fish boxes with overboard drains. And the real advantage of these are good sized boxes. So if you're offshore and catching some of your larger species of fish, you got plenty of room to ice them down and keep them in the boat. You're not going to have to fold them in half and put them in a small compartment. So at the edge of our deck, we've got about a 4-inch toe kick there. You know, when you're fighting a fish on the front of this boat, the last thing you want to do is look down where the edge of the boat is and where your feet are. So we put this little 4-inch toe kick all the way around on all of our bay boats, so that as you're fighting a fish, you can focus on the fish, move about the foredeck without the fear of stepping off the side of the boat. I go around the boat shows and I look at some of our competition, and they have a flat deck with no way to know when you're at the edge of the deck and you get engrossed in fighting a fish. Next thing you know, you stepped off the side of the boat and you and your rod and your reel are swimming. One of the terrific parts about the fishability of the 265 XTS is the fact that we have multiple rod holders in various locations on it. You could put 5-6 lines in the water with no problem from this boat. We have 4 Gunnel rod holders positioned at different angles so that they don't interfere with each other. We have 4 in the T-top facing the rear, and then we have 1 out each side of the T-top rocket launcher going out the side. So multiple people can fish this boat, multiple lines in the water at one time, and still plenty of room to get around. The other advantage of this, the gunnel is up a little bit higher than a traditional bay boat. Once again, back to that crossover, it's a bay boat with some offshore capability. So as you stand next to the gunnel, if in your rough waters, you can see I'm roughly 6 foot. I've got enough gunnel here to kind of hold me in the boat. So if we're in there fighting some rough seas, we're comfortable. So just an amazing boat. Trust me, you get on the water, this boat will impress you. So NauticStar's put a lot of thought into this boat with a lot of fishability for right now, as well as expandability to a lot of possibilities. So before we get to the rear of the boat, you know, we've talked a lot about the fishability, which is tremendous on this boat, but let's talk a little bit about comfort and cruising possibly. So if you take a few minutes and look at the helm seat here, we got several configurations it'll do. So we can have it configured as a leaning post seat. So if you're running in rough water or just want to stand and run, you can do that. If you get to the point where you're doing some cruising, maybe running some distance, then the seat, the flip up bolsters will come down. Also have a drop down footrest on the helm seat, as well as a footrest on the center console itself with the SeaDeck anti-fatigue pad. So as we kind of continue our conversation along the comfort and more cruising possible side of this boat, you can see back here in the rear casting deck, we have 3 across seating. The real nice part about this is they're a good wide seat. Quite often they're narrow, and when somebody bigger sits, you got that fiberglass on your hips that tends to be uncomfortable. So nice wide 3 across seating, cup holders in the middle, so if you got a water or something in there, you got a place to keep it. Drop them down. You can see how this becomes a nice big casting deck. Once again, couple people back here is not a problem. If we go to the right rear of this boat, this is a nice size storage compartment under here. We go to the middle, this is your rear live well underneath that. And then we go to the left side, that's the built-in Yeti cooler that comes standard with the boat. And then again, 2 more 7x7 plates for fishing seats in the rear. So that's 3 fishing seats total on this boat available. You know, as we go over the specifics of the boat, the length overall is actually 26 feet 2 inches long, has a 9-foot beam. The advantage of the 9-foot beam is you got a nice wide stable platform in the water, yet you're still small enough to be easily trailerable down the road. We go down in for a little bit further, we got a dead rise of 16 degrees at the transom. Once again, a nice little difference between stability and soft ride. And then as we move down through, we've got approximately 80 gallons of live wells between the 3 of them on the boat. Plenty of availability for fish and bait and whatnot. And then as we go through a little bit more, the center console. So if there's either room for storage or if you want to add a porta potty, that can be done. Moving back here to the helm, you can see how this one's laid out. We've got the LED trim tab indicator switch. Got the infinity stereo with Bluetooth. Really nice sound system, 4 speakers on the boat. We've got the Yamaha digital display, so you got all your fuel management, motor trim, that sort of thing, hour display on it. And then this particular boat has the Simrad NSS 12 GPS bottom sounder with structure scan. The helm seat has the flip up bolsters, so you can either sit and drive or pop them up and use it as a standing leaning post. And then of course we have the flip up armrests on each side, whether you want them down or up, you have that option. And of course, obviously we got the controls here for the jack plate, tilt steering wheel by SeaStar, standard on this boat. And then the switches that are on this boat are the flush mount. They're not plastic. They each have a circuit breaker at their own switch. So if you have something going wrong with that, it only trips that circuit, not all of them. And then they light up when they're on to indicate when they're on. As we kind of move around the cockpit here a little bit, looking overhead, you can see the T-top is already set up for outriggers. So if you want to add them, the brackets are there. You just literally buy them, drill the holes, and you're good to go with the outriggers. It has outrigger pole holders on it as well. As you can see, we have 4 rear rod holders, and we have 2, one coming out each side, facing out to the side. As you look throughout the top of this T-top, you can see that it's got blue recessed lighting for courtesy night lighting, as well as LED rear spreader lights on it. And then an overhead storage bin, an electronics box, if you want to call it that, or just general storage. And just a whole lot of features for what money we're at. Once again, this boat's at about 85,000 plus options. Just a lot to offer for the money. Thanks for taking the time to look at it. Once again, BigToy Storage and Sales, Venice, Florida. Visit us on the web, bigtoysales.com, or phone number 941-445-4514. Have a great day.